What is up, sports fans? Welcome back to Predicting the NFL with Mickey G. As always, I am your host, and I'm looking absolutely snazzy today. The Gardner jersey came in, baby, so that's exciting stuff. And last week, the Titans ended up winning, so I no longer have to not wear Jaguars jerseys. That's why it's okay for me to wear this today. If they had won, this jersey was not getting put on. Here's the thing. I'm trying to get this done quickly. I don't want to have to shoot this twice like usual. So let's go over what happened. I went 9-7 last week. 9-7 now, twice in a row. Still not the best. I want the 10+ wins. Got the game of the week correct. The Texans lost again. Bit of a bummer there for them, but hey, good for the Jaguars. Now they're in a good spot in the division. However, we did get the crap fest wrong. The Bengals were unable to achieve victory there. And also the upset was incorrect as well. Saquon Barkley is basically out for the season, so the Giants do not expect many things from them. Now, we mentioned last time that we had the way too early NFL predictions as well, and once again, I did better in that than I did in these. I went 10-6 in that one, so only one more game correct, but there was a lot of switches on both sides, and that is now 21-11 overall for that. So we're starting off all right, but let's get into the predictions here. Let's get moving. Now, the Thursday night game this week is the Miami Dolphins at the Jacksonville Jaguars, and here's the thing. So the Jaguars did a great job offensively for the most part. There's a couple hiccups there, bad first drive, and then the final drive was not the best either. But everything else in the middle was absolutely fantastic when it came to the Jaguars' offense. James Robson's really coming into his own. Obviously, I'm proud of Gardner. I'm wearing his jersey. Dolphins, it doesn't matter. The Jaguars are winning this one. Next is the Raiders at the Patriots. The Raiders, they're 2-0. That's pretty crazy. I expected them to do well, but did not expect them to beat the Saints, especially on Monday night. However, they were in Las Vegas. I believe it was the first game in Las Vegas. They were kind of feeling themselves a little bit there. However, they are playing the Patriots. Patriots just lost to Russell Wilson, hopefully the MVP this year. Cam Newton, though, he's going to be fired up after a pretty good performance last week. He's going to want to get some victories here. Also, I think the Patriots are really coming together as a team. They just played a very good Seahawks team, and not even Stephen Gilmore could stop DK Metcalf. Here's the thing. Patriots are at home. Raiders are no longer in Vegas. I got to give it to the Patriots here in this one. Next is the Texans at the Steelers. Now, this is the first week the Texans have not been in the game of the week. And sadly for them, I think their losing ways are going to continue. The Steelers defense is very good, and the offense has been looking better and better each week. I think we're going to go with the Steelers here in this one. They look like the better team overall. And I think with another week where everyone together, James Conner, good bounce back week. Not expecting him to play, but he did, and he looked pretty good. Next is the Jets at the Colts. The Jets, they look really bad. The Colts beat the Vikings. The Vikings look kind of bad too. Colts, they're coming off a pretty solid win there. I'm giving it to them here, this one. I probably will not pick the Saints to win a game this year at all. Next is our game of the week, the Kansas City Chiefs at the Ravens. Now, first week, we had the Chiefs in the game of the week. Next week, we had the Ravens in the game of the week. So, of course, now they're both in it together. It just makes sense. Here's the thing. The Chiefs almost lost to first-time starter Justin Herbert, who didn't know that he was going to start before the game started. When a doctor was administering a pain shot to Tyrod Taylor, he punctured his lung. So, for the time being, Tyrod Taylor is out. So Justin Herbert could get some more snaps. The weird thing is, Anthony Lynn says that Tyrod is his starter for the foreseeable future, which doesn't make sense to me considering the fact that Justin Herbert went toe-to-toe to arguably the best quarterback in the league, besides Russell Wilson because he's the best. And he's not going to start him? Are you kidding me? That seems very poor decision. I would ride out with the rookie when he played so well. But that's not my decision to make. Ravens, on the other hand, they've been having commanding victories. They haven't played the best of teams, but I'm going to go with the Ravens here in this one. They've looked better overall. They've had less close games. Next is the Rams at the Bills. The Rams, they've got themselves a couple victories as well, which has surprised me a little bit there. And the Bills also have some victories for themselves. The Bills defense has been playing solid. Josh Allen, passing, has looked pretty decent, which I do not like to say. I think the Bills are the better team here. They've looked better overall, I believe. I think they're going to get this one. Next is the Redskins at the Browns. The Redskins got themselves victory week 1, but the Eagles looked even worse the next week, so I'm not chalking up to too much excitement. Browns got their first victory last week against the Bengals. The Browns looked a lot better. It might have just been because the Bengals offensive line is absolutely terrible and their defense isn't great either, but I'm still thinking I'm going to give the victory here to Cleveland. They worked a lot better that time. Nick Chubb had a great game. Odell actually performed. Baker looked fairly decent as well. Good game on him. Continue. Please prove us all wrong that you're not just bad. It's time. Just be good, please, okay? Or get a winning record. Next is our crap fest of the week. We have the Bengals at the Eagles. Both teams are 0-2. One, I think, is partially because of injury. The other one is because they're just not really a team yet. Give them a couple of years. The Bengals, I think, could be good. Eagles, I don't know what's happening. Carson Wentz does not look good. Also, he does not have an offensive line. That's not helpful. I feel like this could be a shootout if the teams are successful here. I don't know. Or it could just be a complete disappointment of watching. But I think either way, the Bengals are going to come out on top here. They've been so close past 2 games. I think this is the one that they're going to get. Next is the Titans at the Vikings. Now, if this was beginning of the season, I'd say I'd go Vikings here. All right, you know I like the Vikings, and you know I hate the Titans, but I got to get rid of the bias here, and I got to give this one to the Titans here. They look like a much better team. They just had a great offensive display, passing, and the defense for the Vikings has not looked the best. I'm thinking the Titans are gonna definitely take this one. However, I do hope that Yannick sacks Ryan Tannehill and beats up on the Titans for old time's sake. Next is the Panthers at the Chargers. The Chargers, I believe Justin Herbert will be getting the start come Sunday because Tyrod Taylor will still be out, I think. Justin Herbert had a great performance last week. He had a rushing and a passing touchdown and an overall pretty solid performance. So I really liked what I saw out of him. I think he might be best quarterback in this rookie class, especially because of how strong his performance was right there. We haven't really seen many other rookie quarterbacks so far besides maybe Burrow. And I think Herbert might have the lead here. Panthers, they just lost Christian McCaffrey for 3 weeks or so. I don't see much production there coming from running the game. They're going to have to rely on the pass game. And the Chargers defense was pretty solid against the Chiefs of all teams. So I do not see the Panthers getting the victory in this one. Next is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Broncos. So the Broncos just lost Drew Lock. Jeff Driscoll, not a bad performance last week, especially against the Steelers defense. So kudos to him. However, the Broncos have signed or are trying to sign Blake Bortles, and that means that in coming weeks we could have the boat back on the field, and I'm excited for that personally because I love the boat. I love Blake Bortles. However, I do not believe he'll be playing this week. I don't think he'll be cleared in time for the game. Not positive on that, but that is what I believe. And they're playing the Buccaneers. They had a much better performance last week. I think they'll continue that. Tom Brady will get bailed out by his defense once again. So I'm giving this one to the Buccaneers. Next is our upset of the week. We have the Bears at the Falcons. Now the Falcons had the most disappointing display of football play I've ever seen. They were winning the game. They blew another lead. They let an onside kick that hadn't gone 10 yards yet. One of them can just grab the ball and just lay there. You got it. The play's over. You win the game. Instead, they end up they're not turning the ball. They don't recover the onside kick. The Cowboys get it, and they score in a just completely disappointing play that makes Mike McCarthy look somewhat competent, even though he's obviously not, because he was getting destroyed until the Falcons decided to just stop working. Matt Ryan, I feel so bad for you. I feel so bad for you. You keep putting up incredible numbers. Incredible numbers. Did you know they were the first team out of like 400 to score 39 points and have 0 turnovers and lose a game? I don't know how you do that. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Dan Quinn needs to be fired. Defensive coordinator needs to be fired. Special teams coordinator needs to be fired. I don't care. Keep the players, but the coaching staff, I believe, needs to go. They're not doing helpful things for this team. I feel like the players could coach it better than the coach at this point. It's just the Falcons are a complete disappointment. However, I don't think the Bears are going to go 3-0. I cannot see it happening. It would shock me to my core. Falcons, please pull this one out and get a victory. It would save us all a lot of trouble. Next is the 49ers at the Giants. The Giants just lost Saquon. I don't know what else they're supposed to do. Offense isn't good, defense isn't good. However, the 49ers just lost some more players, but they still won. They beat the Jets, who I feel like are now a similar playing field as the Giants. So I'm going to go with the 49ers here in this one. I think they will still be able to win, even in a very, very sad state. Next is the Lions at the Cardinals. The Cardinals are my surprise of the year. I thought they were going to do well, but they're in such a tough division. I didn't know how they were going to finish. But right now, I think they can honestly win every out-of-divisional game. And they've already won one divisional game against the 49ers. I think they are contesting for first place in that division, and I will be shocked if they do not make the playoffs with how they're playing so far. The offense is basically unstoppable. Kyler Murray is playing out of his mind. DeAndre Hopkins cannot be covered. It's hard to stop. The defense is doing enough to win the games. Here at home, they're getting another victory over the Lions. The Lions have been disappointing the past 2 weeks, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Next is the Cowboys at the Seahawks. The Cowboys got themselves a victory last week. I don't know how, but they're playing Russell Wilson in the Seahawks, and Russell Wilson has played out of his mind. He would have 0 turnovers if it was not for a tipped catch that went for 6. I'm not really counting that. He has played basically flawless, an incredible performance. He should get MVP. Now that Christian McCaffrey's not in the running, I feel like he has a solid chance at getting that, and they're going to beat the Cowboys. Next is the Packers at the Saints. Now, the Saints, they disappointed us. Packers, they've been doing fantastically offensively. The defense has not been as strong, but they've been getting the job done enough to win. They were down early to the Lions, and then the Lions did the Lions thing, which no one was surprised by. The Saints, on the other hand, they struggled against the Raiders. Drew Brees was showing his age a little bit there. Here's the thing. They're back in the Superdome. They were in Las Vegas last time. That's a hostile environment. The Raiders are already claiming Las Vegas as their own. They definitely have taken it way easier than the Chargers have when they moved to Los Angeles. I don't think it's as terrible as a move for them. Saints, I'm giving this one to them. The defense is going to come out. They're going to play hard. I think they have the better defense here. Both offenses have the abilities to do well. I feel like the Saints offense is better than the Packers defense, and the Saints defense is good enough that they can stop the Packers on enough drives for their offense to win the game here. That is my thoughts, but this one I feel like could go either way. But anyways, that is this week's predictions. I don't know if you can tell, I'm a little tired. But anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure to smash like, subscribe, tell all your friends. Please, grow the channel. Come on. I've been streaming a lot recently, twitch.tv/MJD3Jackie. Check that out. Sometimes I do NFL stuff. But anyways, as always, adios.